Rin adjusted the controls of his small exploration ship as it hovered above the dense green jungle of the planet Nerlia. The scanner flickered with readings he had never seen before. The planet's surface was alive with strange energy, and the air shimmered faintly. He had been sent to explore new worlds for the United Earth Alliance, but nothing had prepared him for this. The jungle stretched endlessly below, its trees tall and thick. Strange sounds echoed through the foliage. Birds with bright, metallic feathers flew past the ship, and vines moved as if they had their own minds. Rin felt both awe and caution. He had a mission, but curiosity tugged at him. He wanted to know who or what might live here. A faint glimmer caught Rin's eye. He focused the ship's camera and saw a city. Its towers were tall and elegant, shaped like curved crystals that reflected sunlight. The city seemed alive. Light moved along the surfaces like energy was flowing through the buildings. Rin had never seen anything like it. He hesitated. Was it inhabited? Could he land safely? He decided to descend slowly. The ship's legs touched the ground softly, sinking slightly into the soft grass. As he stepped outside, Rin felt the warmth of the sun and the scent of exotic flowers. The air was different, fresher, charged with energy. He adjusted his scanner to full range and started walking toward the city. The closer he got, the more he noticed the guards. They were not human. They walked on two legs but had feline features. Their eyes were golden, sharp, and glowing faintly. Their fur was sleek, and their movements were smooth, almost like liquid. Rin realized he had stumbled into a civilization he had never imagined. Before he could think further, a figure appeared ahead of him. She was taller than a human, with golden fur covering her body. Her ears were pointed, and her tail moved behind her as she watched him carefully. Her eyes were fierce, intelligent, and full of pride. Rin froze. He had read about alien species, but this was different. This was a royal presence. "I am Tala," she said. Her voice was strong and commanding. "You have entered the sacred grounds without permission. Who are you?" Rin bowed slightly, trying to show respect. "I am Rin, a human explorer. I mean no harm. I was curious about this city." Tala's eyes narrowed. She stepped closer. Her claws were sharp, but she did not seem immediately hostile. "Curiosity is dangerous," she said. "Many have entered these lands and never returned. You do not know our ways. You do not belong here." Rin nodded. "I understand. I will leave if you wish. But I am also willing to learn your ways. I only want to explore peacefully." Tala studied him for a long moment. She could feel the energy in his mind. Unlike others she had encountered, Rin's thoughts were clear, honest, and brave. He was different. She made a decision. "Curiosity alone is not enough," Tala said. "You must prove your worth. You will face a challenge. If you succeed, you may learn more. If you fail, you will leave and never return." Rin's heart raced. A challenge? What kind of challenge? Tala's tail swished behind her. "A duel," she said simply. "Not to kill, but to test your courage, skill, and mind. Follow me to the arena." Rin felt a mix of fear and excitement. He had faced dangers before, but never like this. He followed Tala through the city gates. The streets were wide and clean. Strange plants glowed along the paths, lighting the way. The buildings towered over him, reflecting colors like rainbows. Citizens watched silently as they passed. All were feline in shape, elegant and proud, but they did not speak. They only observed. Finally, they reached a large circular arena. The floor was smooth, polished stone, and the walls rose high around them. Tala stood in the center and turned to face Rin. "Here, you will show your strength. Remember, this is a test of courage and mind, not just muscle. Use your wits as much as your hands." Ren looked around. The arena was empty except for them, but he felt the weight of expectation. He had no idea what to expect from this duel, but he knew he could not back down. His training as an explorer had taught him to adapt, to think quickly, and to stay calm under pressure. Tala bowed slightly, signaling the start. Ren bowed in return. Then, Tala lunged forward. She was faster than anything he had ever seen. Her claws scratched the stone floor, and Ren had to jump back to avoid being hit. He realized immediately that this would not be an easy fight. He dodged left and right, looking for an opening. Tala moved with precision, her strength and speed impressive. But Ren noticed something: her attacks followed a pattern, predictable if he stayed calm. He adjusted, using his knowledge of tactics and timing. He ducked under a swipe and tapped a control on his wrist. A small device projected a light field that distracted Tala momentarily. She hissed but smiled faintly. "You are clever," she said. "Few notice the weak points in my stance. You may survive this duel yet." Ren's heart pounded. He had learned to trust his mind as much as his body. He realized that this duel was more than a fight, it was a way for Tala to measure his character, his courage, and his ability to adapt. He met her eyes, showing that he would not back down, even if he did not know all her ways. The sun moved across the sky, casting shadows over the arena. Ren and Tala continued their movements, circling each other, testing and learning. Ren felt a strange connection forming. Tala's movements were not just attacks, they were a language. And he understood her intent. Respect was forming between them, unspoken but strong. At last, Tala stopped, breathing lightly but still standing tall. Ren was also exhausted, his clothes dusty but his spirit alive. "Enough," Tala said. "You have shown courage and intelligence. Few humans would last this long. You may proceed to learn more about our world, but remember, respect and humility are key." Ren bowed deeply. "Thank you. I will respect your world and your people. I only wish to learn and understand." Tala nodded, her eyes softening slightly. "Then follow me. The true test is not only in combat, but in understanding our ways. This is only the beginning." Ren felt a thrill he had never known. He had arrived as an explorer, but now he sensed a larger journey ahead, one of friendship, trust, and discovery. He would face challenges, yes, but he was ready. For the first time, he felt that humans and this proud alien race could meet as equals, if he proved himself worthy. After the first duel in the arena, Ren followed Tala through the gates of the royal city. The streets were alive with alien energy. Citizens moved gracefully, their golden fur shining under the sun. They watched Ren silently, curious but not hostile. Ren felt a mixture of awe and nervousness. He had passed the first test, but Tala had said there was more to come. They entered a large building, its walls glowing with soft light. Inside, the floor was smooth and wide. Strange markings ran along the walls, pulsing faintly. Tala turned to Ren and spoke. "The duel in the arena tested your courage and strength. Now you must face a test of mind and skill. Our people value intelligence as much as bravery. Are you ready?" Ren nodded. "I am ready. I will try my best." Tala's eyes gleamed. "Good. The test is called the trial of the mind. You will face challenges designed to measure your quick thinking, strategy, and understanding of our ways. Pay attention, for every choice matters." The first challenge was a simple puzzle at first glance. A large, glowing cube floated in the center of the room. Its surfaces shifted constantly, creating new patterns every second. Tala explained, "The cube holds a code. Solve it, and you will unlock the next stage. Fail, and the trial ends." Ren studied the cube carefully. It was like nothing he had seen before. He moved closer, observing the shifting patterns and noticing small symbols hidden in the changes. Using logic and pattern recognition, he adjusted his movements. He reached out with his hands and pressed certain symbols in a sequence he had calculated. The cube glowed brightly and then unfolded, revealing a small platform. Tala nodded, impressed. Few outsiders notice the hidden patterns. You think clearly under pressure. Proceed. Rin stepped onto the platform, which transported him to a new room. This one was darker, filled with floating orbs of light. Each orb contained images of past leaders and warriors of the Beast Woman city. Tala explained, the next challenge tests observation and judgment. Some images show truth, others are illusions. You must choose correctly to proceed. Rin focused carefully. He could feel the energy in the room. Some images shimmered slightly, almost like they wanted to trick him. He closed his eyes for a moment and thought. He realized that the illusions were designed to appeal to fear and doubt. He opened his eyes, ignored the distracting images, and selected the orbs that showed courage, wisdom, and kindness. The orbs merged into a beam of light, opening a door to the next room. Tala stepped beside him. You think not only with your mind but also with your heart. That is what our people value. The next trial will test both your physical and mental coordination. The new room was a labyrinth. High walls surrounded a maze filled with moving platforms, swinging barriers, and floating traps. Tala explained the rules. You must reach the center to complete this stage. You may use your intelligence, timing, and agility. Only one attempt is allowed. Rin took a deep breath. He studied the maze carefully, observing the movement of barriers and platforms. He noticed patterns in their timing. Some platforms moved slowly, while others required quick jumps. He adjusted his steps, moving carefully and yet decisively. His training as an explorer helped him. He used tools from his belt to mark paths and anticipate traps. Halfway through the maze, a barrier swung unexpectedly. Rin jumped, landing safely, but the impact shook him. He smiled to himself. I can do this, he thought. He focused, timing each move with precision. Slowly, carefully, he made his way to the center. At the center, a pedestal awaited, glowing with a soft golden light. Rin touched it, and a message appeared in his mind: you have shown courage, intelligence, and determination. Few humans have passed this far. Tala appeared beside him, smiling faintly. Impressive. You have succeeded in the trial of the mind. Few outsiders ever reach this stage. You are not only strong, but you are wise. You have shown respect for our ways and the ability to adapt. That is what we value most. Rin felt a mixture of relief and pride. Thank you. I have tried to understand your ways and learn as much as I could. I never thought I could succeed in such tests. Tala nodded. You have learned quickly. But remember, the true test is not only in skill or intelligence. It is in your willingness to respect and bond with our people. That will come next. Rin looked at her, curiosity in his eyes. Bond? How do I do that? Tala's eyes glimmered. Our next stage is called the bonding challenge. It is designed to see if you can work with another, respect their strength, and form trust. It will not be easy, for it requires understanding and cooperation, not just skill. Rin nodded. He felt ready. He had faced challenges he did not understand, and yet he had succeeded. He trusted Tala and the lessons she had taught him so far. He knew the bonding challenge would be harder, but he was determined. Tala led him to a large chamber, where two glowing rings hovered above the ground. Each of you will stand in one ring. You must move together to complete the obstacle course. If one falls behind or disrespects the other, the challenge fails. You must learn to communicate without words, to anticipate each other's moves, and to trust fully. Rin stepped into his ring, feeling the energy hum beneath his feet. Tala stepped into hers. As the course began, platforms shifted, walls moved, and obstacles appeared. Rin had to watch Tala as closely as he watched the path. He quickly learned her rhythm. Her movements were strong, precise, and confident. He mirrored her pace, adjusting his steps to match hers. At one point, a barrier swung toward Tala. Rin acted instinctively, stepping forward to push it slightly, giving her room. She glanced at him, eyes wide for a moment, and then continued, understanding that he respected her strength. They moved as a single unit, anticipating each other's actions. The final obstacle required them to leap together across a wide gap. Rin counted the timing in his mind, then jumped. Tala jumped at the same moment. They landed safely on the other side, side by side. The glowing rings faded, signaling completion. Tala turned to Rin, smiling now. You have succeeded in the bonding challenge. You not only have strength and intelligence, but you also have respect, courage, and the ability to trust. That is why few humans ever form bonds with our people. You are different. Rin felt a warmth in his chest. He had faced challenges he could not fully understand, adapted, and proven himself. More importantly, he had formed a connection with Tala, not through words, but through respect and cooperation. He realized that this bond was only the beginning of something greater. Tala extended her hand. Rin took it, feeling the connection. You have passed the challenge. Now, you may learn more about our world and our ways. But remember, every step you take from now on will test your courage, respect, and heart. You are no longer just an explorer. You are a friend and ally. Rin nodded, feeling a sense of purpose he had never known. This planet was no longer a mystery to him. It was a place of opportunity, challenge, and discovery. With Tala by his side, he felt ready for whatever would come next. After completing the bonding challenge, Rin and Tala walked through the glowing streets of the royal city. The golden light of the towers reflected in their eyes, and the citizens watched silently, acknowledging Rin with a mix of curiosity and respect. Rin felt honored. He had passed the challenges, but Tala had told him that the true test was only beginning. They arrived at a large ceremonial hall. The walls were made of crystal that shone in soft colors, and strange symbols floated above the floor. The air hummed with energy. Tala paused at the entrance and turned to Rin. This is the Hall of Bonds, she said. Here, those who wish to be accepted must participate in the ritual of understanding. It is ancient, and it shows whether two beings can trust and respect each other fully. Rin nodded. I am ready. I want to understand your people and your ways. Tala's eyes softened. Good. This ritual is not easy. It asks for honesty, courage, and empathy. You will not face danger as in a duel, but you will face truths about yourself and me. Are you willing? Rin took a deep breath. I am. Tala led him to the center of the hall. A soft golden light formed two circles on the floor. Stand in the circles, she instructed. Close your eyes and focus on your thoughts. The bond will begin when both hearts and minds are open. Rin obeyed. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath, trying to calm his mind. He thought of his home, his mission, and the challenges he had faced so far. He thought of Tala, her courage, her pride, and her strength. Slowly, he felt a warmth spreading from his chest, like a quiet connection forming with her presence. Tala closed her eyes as well. Rin sensed a subtle energy around him. It was as if her thoughts and emotions were reaching toward him, gentle and cautious. He focused on empathy, trying to understand her feelings, her pride, and her fears. The first test of the ritual appeared. Rin found himself in a vision. He was standing in a forest, and Tala was facing a shadowy figure. He could feel her fear and anger. The figure moved closer, and Tala struggled. Rin realized the vision was showing her past, a memory of danger and loss she had faced as the royal daughter. He stepped forward in the vision, but he did not act violently. Instead, he extended understanding and support. Tala looked at him, and her expression softened. The shadow faded, leaving only Tala standing tall and proud. Ren felt a connection strengthen between them. He understood her courage and her responsibility as a leader. The second test appeared. Ren saw himself in a mirror, but the reflection was not entirely him. It showed his doubts, fears, and moments of hesitation. Ren faced the reflection calmly, accepting his flaws and mistakes. He realized that the ritual was not only about understanding Tala but also about understanding himself. By accepting his weaknesses, he could form a stronger bond. Tala's voice echoed in his mind. The bond asks for honesty. You cannot hide from yourself, nor from me. Ren nodded silently. He felt the warmth of the bond growing, connecting their thoughts and emotions. The final test was the most personal. Ren found himself in a glowing chamber with Tala. She looked at him with serious eyes. Trust is not only about strength or skill, she said. It is about sharing burdens, understanding choices, and being willing to stand together. Do you trust me, Ren? Ren met her gaze. I trust you, Tala. I respect you and your people. I want to learn, not to take, and I want to protect, not to harm. Tala's expression softened further. Then the bond can begin. Stand closer. Reach your hands toward each other. Ren and Tala stepped forward, their hands touching. A golden light enveloped them, connecting their hearts and minds. Ren felt Tala's thoughts, her hopes, her fears, and her pride. He felt a sense of responsibility he had never known before. Tala felt Ren's courage, his honesty, and his willingness to understand. The bond was not magical in the way Ren had imagined. It was deeper. It was trust, empathy, and respect made visible through energy. He realized that the bond would not make him stronger in combat, but it made them stronger together. They could anticipate each other's moves, understand each other's thoughts, and face challenges as a united team. After the bond stabilized, the light faded, leaving them standing side by side. Tala smiled, a rare softness in her eyes. You have passed the ritual of understanding. Few outsiders achieve this. You are no longer just a visitor, Ren. You are a friend and ally. Ren smiled back, feeling a sense of pride and belonging. Thank you, Tala. I feel honored to be accepted. I promise to respect your people and learn everything I can. Tala nodded. There is much to learn, Ren. Our city is old, full of history, culture, and duty. You must understand that our way of life is different, and respect is more important than strength. They walked together through the hall. Tala showed Ren the archives, where the history of her people was recorded in glowing symbols and images. He learned about their ancestors, their battles, and their achievements. He also learned about the values that guided them: courage, honor, and loyalty. Ren realized that he had much to learn, but he also understood that his human qualities, curiosity, intelligence, and empathy were valuable to Tala and her people. They complemented each other in ways that could strengthen both sides. As the day ended, Tala led Ren to a balcony overlooking the city. The sun was setting, casting golden light over the towers and streets. Ren felt a calm energy. The challenges had tested him, but he had grown. The bond with Tala gave him a new perspective on trust, friendship, and courage. Tala spoke quietly. Tomorrow, we will face a new challenge. There are forces outside the city that do not wish for peace. You will need courage, skill, and trust to face them. Ren nodded. I am ready. I have learned much today, and I will continue to learn. Together, we can face anything. Tala smiled, and Ren felt a strong sense of connection. The bond they had formed was only the beginning, but it was powerful. It gave him confidence, hope, and purpose. he realized that the story of his journey on Nerlia was no longer just about exploration, it was about friendship, trust, and the potential for unity between humans and the royal beast women. As night fell over the city, Rin stood beside Tala on the balcony, looking at the glowing towers. The stars above mirrored the energy of the city, and he felt a deep sense of belonging. He had entered this world as an outsider, faced challenges he could not have imagined, and now stood as a trusted ally of the royal daughter. The bond was formed, and Rin knew that the adventures ahead would test them further. But for the first time, he felt confident that together, he and Tala could overcome anything. The morning sun bathed the royal city in warm, golden light. Rin stood on a balcony beside Tala, looking out over the streets. The city seemed calm, but Rin could feel the subtle hum of energy in the air. Tala turned to him. "Today, you will see the importance of courage and trust in action," she said. Rin looked at her, curious. Before he could ask, a distant alarm echoed through the city. Red lights flashed along the towers, and citizens began moving quickly, but calmly, toward defensive positions. Tala's eyes narrowed. "We have intruders," she said. "A hostile faction from the outer planets has learned of our city. They wish to take our resources and harm our people." Rin felt his heart race. He had faced challenges before, but this was different. This was real danger, not a test or a trial. He adjusted the strap of his utility pack and followed Tala through the streets. She moved with the grace and speed of a predator, her golden fur gleaming. Rin tried to keep up, relying on his agility and training. The streets led to the city's gates. Beyond them, a group of alien invaders had gathered. They were tall and armored, with weapons that glowed ominously. The royal guards formed a defensive line, their claws and energy shields ready. Tala took her place beside the front line, her eyes scanning the enemy. Rin stepped forward. He had no advanced weaponry like the intruders, but he had quick thinking and human ingenuity. Tala noticed him hesitating. "Use your mind as well as your hands," she said. "Think of how to support us. You are not alone." Rin nodded. He scanned the battlefield and noticed that the invaders' formation had weak points. Using a small device from his pack, he created a series of energy pulses to distract the enemies and break their formation. The guards took advantage of the openings, moving in to defend the city. Rin realized that even a human without advanced combat training could contribute meaningfully. The battle intensified. Lasers and energy blasts lit the sky. Tala leaped into action, moving faster than the human eye could follow. She struck with precision, knocking enemies aside, her tail balancing her in midair. Rin watched closely, learning her rhythm. When an enemy rushed toward her flank, Rin acted instinctively. He tripped the attacker using a small cable, allowing Tala to strike safely. Tala glanced at him, her eyes briefly showing surprise and approval. "You are quick to adapt," she said, moving past him to face another threat. Rin realized that their bond was more than emotional, it allowed them to anticipate each other's movements. They were becoming a team. The invaders pressed forward, stronger than Rin expected. One of their leaders, larger and more heavily armored than the others, approached Tala directly. Rin saw the danger and knew he could not stay back. He grabbed a nearby energy launcher from a guard and aimed carefully. He fired, hitting the enemy's shield at the right angle to destabilize it. Tala took the opening, striking with precise force. The enemy fell, giving the guards a chance to push back the remaining attackers. The battle continued for hours. Rin and Tala moved together seamlessly. He distracted, she struck. She protected, he observed. Their bond allowed them to communicate without words, predicting movements and responding instantly. Guards around them began to follow their example, using both strategy and courage to fight. Finally, the enemy began to retreat. Rin and Tala chased them to the city gates, ensuring none could regroup nearby. Tala's eyes scanned the horizon. They will return, she said. But for now, the city is safe because of courage, intelligence, and trust. You have proven your value, Ren. Ren breathed heavily, adrenaline still pumping through his body. He had faced real danger, worked alongside Tala, and contributed meaningfully to the defense of the city. It was not just about strength, he said. It was about teamwork and understanding. I think I understand now why you value trust and bonds so much. Tala nodded. Exactly. Strength alone cannot protect a city. Only cooperation, respect, and quick thinking can. Today, you have shown all of these. You are no longer an outsider. You are part of this world, part of our people. The citizens emerged from their homes and alleys, watching the victory unfold. They saw Ren, a human, fighting beside the royal daughter, and their whispers of curiosity turned into admiration. Tala turned to Ren, smiling faintly. You have learned quickly, but remember, peace is fragile. You must continue to grow, to learn, and to be ready. The universe is vast, and danger can come from anywhere. Ren felt a sense of pride and responsibility. He had arrived as a curious explorer, unprepared for the challenges he would face. But now, he was an ally, trusted and bonded with Tala. The experience had taught him that courage alone was not enough, it must be combined with intelligence, empathy, and trust. Tala led him back through the city. The streets were busy with guards repairing defenses and citizens helping in small ways. Ren noticed the sense of order and discipline. He realized that the royal city was not just strong because of its people's power but because of their unity and respect for each other. As they reached the royal palace, Tala spoke quietly. You have done well, Ren. The battle has shown you the value of partnership. Tomorrow, we will begin training with our technology and combat methods. You must learn them to help defend our people better. Ren nodded. I am ready. I want to learn everything I can. Today has shown me how important it is to understand and work with others. Tala smiled. That is the spirit we value most. Courage, respect, and wisdom are stronger than any weapon alone. You have begun to embody that, and it will guide you in the days to come. As night fell over the city, Ren stood on the balcony with Tala once again. The battle had tested him physically and mentally, but it had also strengthened the bond between them. He looked out over the city, feeling a deep sense of belonging. He was no longer just an explorer, he was a protector, a friend, and an ally. Tala placed a hand on his shoulder. The universe will test us again, Ren. But together, we are stronger than any threat. Remember that courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to act despite it. Today, you chose wisely. Ren smiled, feeling both humbled and inspired. He knew that challenges would come again, but he was no longer alone. He had Tala, the royal beast woman daughter, as his partner. Together, they had defended a city, formed a bond, and proven that trust and teamwork could overcome even the most dangerous threats. After the battle, Ren and Tala walked through the royal city in the quiet of the evening. The streets were calm now, filled with soft golden light from the glowing towers. Citizens had returned to their homes, but some lingered, quietly watching the human who had fought alongside their princess. Ren could feel their respect, and it made him proud, yet humble. Tala led him to a quiet garden inside the palace. Strange flowers glowed softly, and a gentle stream ran through the center. Birds with metallic feathers perched in the trees, singing sweet melodies. Ren took a deep breath, feeling the calmness of the place. He realized that the city was not only strong but also full of beauty and care. This garden is special, Tala said softly. It is a place for reflection and understanding. Today, you showed courage and skill. Now, you must learn about balance, values, and history. That is as important as fighting well. Ren nodded. I want to learn, Tala. I want to understand your people and your world. Tala's eyes softened. Good. Then listen closely. Our people value honor, loyalty, and respect above all else. We fight not for power, but to protect our home and our kin. Every action has meaning, and every choice has consequence. They walk slowly along the stream. Tala told Rin stories of her childhood training in the Royal Academy, learning combat and strategy, and the responsibility of being a princess. Rin listened carefully. He noticed how proud she was, yet how much burden she carried. She had to be strong, wise, and fair at the same time. Rin shared stories of Earth, his home. He spoke of human courage, exploration, and teamwork. Tala listened with fascination. She had never met a human before, and she was curious about Rin's world. She asked questions, sometimes laughing at his descriptions, sometimes marveling at human ingenuity. Through these stories, Rin and Tala began to understand each other. He realized that despite their differences, humans and beast women shared many values: loyalty, courage, and the desire to protect loved ones. Tala saw that Rin's intelligence and empathy were rare qualities, ones that could complement her own strength. As the night deepened, Tala led Rin to a high balcony overlooking the city. The towers glowed softly, and the streets shimmered with energy. Rin felt a sense of awe. He had seen many cities, but none as alive and proud as this one. Our city is strong because of trust and unity, Tala said. But strength alone cannot solve every problem. Wisdom, courage, and empathy guide our decisions. You have shown all of these, Rin. That is why I trust you. Rin felt warmth in his chest. Thank you, Tala. I feel honored to be trusted. I want to help, not just fight. I want to understand and protect. Tala nodded. You have a rare quality. Humans often rely on strength or numbers, but you rely on thought, empathy, and courage. That is why you are different. That is why you are valuable to our people. Suddenly, a soft alarm sounded. Tala's eyes narrowed. It seems our earlier attackers were scouts. They are testing our defenses again. We must act quickly. Rin and Tala rushed to the city gates. The enemy was smaller this time, but faster and more organized. Rin felt a surge of determination. He had learned from the previous battle, and now he could anticipate threats and help Tala coordinate defenses. They moved as a team. Rin created small energy traps to slow the enemies, while Tala struck with precision, disabling the intruders one by one. Guards followed their lead, inspired by the coordination and skill they saw. Rin felt the bond with Tala strengthen. They no longer needed words to communicate, their actions were synchronized, each predicting the other's moves. After the enemy retreated, Rin and Tala stood among the guards, catching their breath. Rin realized how much he had grown in a short time. He had arrived as an explorer, but he was now a trusted ally, capable of making decisions that could protect the city. Tala placed a hand on his shoulder. You see, Rin, battles test more than skill. They test understanding, coordination, and trust. You have shown all of these. That is why our bond is strong. Rin smiled. I understand now. It is not only about winning a fight, but about knowing and supporting each other. That is true strength. Tala nodded, her golden eyes thoughtful. Exactly. And the stronger our connection, the better we can face challenges. The universe will bring trials, but together, we can overcome them. Over the next few days, Rin trained with Tala in the palace. He learned about her combat techniques, the history of the royal city, and the values that guided its people. Tala learned more about human methods, strategy, and problem solving. Each day, they grew closer, their bond deepening with trust and understanding. One evening, they stood on the balcony, watching the stars. Rin spoke quietly. Tala, I never imagined I could form a connection like this. You and your people have taught me courage, respect, and unity in ways I could not have imagined. Tala smiled. And you have shown me that humans can be brave, clever, and honorable. Few outsiders ever earn the trust of my people. You have done more than that. You have earned friendship and respect. Ren felt a sense of fulfillment he had never known. He realized that their bond was more than a partnership for battle, it was a meeting of minds, hearts, and values. He had found someone who could challenge him, teach him, and trust him in return. Suddenly, a message arrived through the city's communication network. A larger fleet of enemies was approaching from the outer planets. Ren's heart raced. This would be their greatest challenge yet. Tala's eyes glimmered with determination. It is time, Ren. We will face them together. The city, our people, and our bond will be our strength. Ren nodded, feeling a surge of courage. He was no longer just a visitor. He was a protector, a trusted ally, and a friend. With Tala by his side, he felt ready to face any challenge the universe could bring. As the city prepared for the coming battle, Ren and Tala stood together, side by side. The stars above Nerlia reflected their determination. They were no longer alone. They had each other, and together, they would face the trials ahead. The bond they had formed through challenges, understanding, and shared values had made them stronger. Ren knew that whatever threats awaited, courage, intelligence, and trust would guide them. He had discovered that true strength came not from fighting alone, but from connection, respect, and shared purpose. The sky above the royal city of Nerlia darkened as a massive fleet of enemy ships approached. Ren stood beside Tala on the city walls, his eyes scanning the horizon. The ships were larger and more advanced than the scouts they had fought before. This was no simple raid, it was a full-scale attack. Tala's golden eyes glimmered with determination. Ren, today we'll test everything we have learned. Courage, intelligence, and trust. We will need every advantage to protect the city. Ren nodded, adjusting the strap of his pack. He had trained alongside Tala for days, learning her combat techniques, understanding her strategies, and forming a bond that went beyond words. He knew that their teamwork could make a difference, even against overwhelming odds. The first wave of ships descended, firing energy blasts toward the city gates. The royal guards met them with shields and counterattacks, but the enemy was relentless. Ren quickly analyzed the battlefield. He noticed the patterns of their attacks and the weaknesses in their formations. Using a portable energy device, he created barriers that redirected some of the blasts, giving the guards space to regroup. Tala leaped from the wall, moving with incredible speed. She struck the first group of enemies with precision, disabling their weapons and scattering their forces. Ren followed closely, using his devices to block and confuse the attackers. Together, they worked seamlessly, their bond allowing them to anticipate each other's moves without speaking. The enemy leader, a towering alien with heavy armor and multiple energy weapons, landed near the city center. His presence caused panic among the invaders. Tala's eyes narrowed. That is our main threat. We must focus on him carefully. Ren studied the enemy. We can't attack directly. He is too strong. But if we use strategy, we can isolate him. Tala nodded. Good. Lead the way, Ren. I trust your plan. Ren quickly set up a series of traps using the city's defensive technology. Energy nets, pulsing barriers, and light decoys created confusion among the enemy. Tala darted through the battlefield, striking vulnerable points as Ren had predicted. The alien leader became frustrated, his attacks less coordinated. Despite their efforts, the enemy was strong. Tala was forced to leap and dodge rapidly, using every skill she had. Ren rushed to help when a group of enemies targeted her flank. Using a combination of energy pulses and quick thinking, he disrupted their formation, giving Tala the opening she needed to strike back. The bond between them was evident. Ren could feel Tala's movements as if they were connected by instinct. She could sense his actions before they happened, allowing her to move with confidence. Together, they became a force that even the powerful enemy could not easily overcome. As the battle raged, the enemy leader charged directly at Tala. Ren realized the danger immediately. Without hesitation, he intercepted the path, using a small energy shield to absorb the initial blast. Tala's eyes widened in surprise, but Ren moved aside quickly, showing his trust and bravery. Tala then struck with full force, her claws cutting through the enemy's armor at a weak point Ren had exposed. The alien leader fell to the ground, stunned but not defeated. He struggled to rise, but Ren and Tala pressed their advantage. Using coordinated strikes and devices, they pushed the enemy back, weakening his forces. The royal guards rallied, inspired by their leadership and teamwork. Finally, after a long and intense battle, the enemy began to retreat. The remaining ships lifted off, moving away from the city. Ren and Tala stood among the guards, catching their breath. The city was safe, but the effort had tested every skill, every thought, and every connection they had built. Tala turned to Ren, her golden eyes softening. "You have shown courage, intelligence, and trust. Today, you were more than a partner. You were a leader, a protector, and a true ally. Few humans could have done what you did." Ren felt a mix of pride and humility. "I could not have done it without you, Tala. We worked together, and our bond made us stronger. I have learned more about courage and responsibility today than ever before." Tala smiled faintly. "This is only the beginning. There will be more challenges, more threats. But today proves that humans and beast women can fight together, learn from each other, and protect what matters most. That is the strength of unity." The city began repairs immediately. Guards worked to fix barriers, and citizens helped where they could. Ren walked with Tala through the streets, observing how everyone cooperated seamlessly. He realized that the true strength of the royal city was not only its defenses but also the unity, respect, and trust among its people. Ren and Tala continued their discussion about strategy and future plans. Ren suggested improvements for defense, using his human perspective and experience. Tala listened carefully, appreciating his insight. Together, they analyzed the battle, discussing what had worked and what could be done better next time. As night fell, Ren and Tala stood on the balcony of the palace, looking over the city. The golden towers glowed softly under the stars. Ren felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had arrived as an explorer, faced challenges he could not imagine, and now stood as a trusted ally and protector. Tala spoke quietly. "Ren, today you have proven yourself not only to me but to our people. Our bond is strong, and our teamwork has shown that trust, courage, and intelligence can overcome even the greatest threats. I am proud of you." Ren smiled. "Thank you, Tala. I have learned so much from you. I will continue to grow, to understand, and to protect. Together, we can face anything." Tala placed her hand on his shoulder. "Yes. Together, we are stronger than any enemy. Today was a test, but tomorrow will bring new challenges. Always remember that courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to act despite it. And trust, Ren, is the strongest bond of all." Ren nodded, feeling the truth in her words. He knew that whatever dangers awaited them in the universe, he and Tala could face them together. Their bond had been tested in battle, and it had proven unbreakable. As the stars shone above Nerlia, Ren felt a sense of purpose he had never known. He had discovered that true strength came not from fighting alone, but from connection, respect, and shared courage. He was no longer just an explorer, he was a protector, a friend, and a partner to the royal beast woman daughter. And with Tala by his side, Ren knew that they could meet any challenge, overcome any threat, and defend the city and its people, no matter what the future held. Citizens worked together to repair damages and reinforce defenses. Ren stood beside Tala on a high balcony, looking out at the city. The golden towers reflected the morning sunlight, casting shimmering patterns across the streets below. Tala's eyes glimmered with pride. Rin, the city is alive again, stronger than before. The people are grateful, and your actions have earned their trust. You have proven that courage, intelligence, and trust can change the outcome of any battle. Rin nodded, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. I could not have done this alone. Your guidance, training, and trust made all the difference. I feel like I belong here now, not just as a visitor, but as a part of your people. Tala smiled. Yes. And that is the beginning of something greater. Humans and beast women can work together, learn from each other, and protect what we hold dear. You have shown that bonds between different worlds can create true strength. Rin looked out at the city and thought about the challenges they had faced. From the first unexpected meeting in the jungle to the duels, the trials, and the battles, he realized how much he had grown. His skills, courage, and understanding had been tested, but he had also learned the importance of trust, empathy, and unity. The citizens began gathering in the central plaza for a ceremony. Tala led Rin there. People of all ages and ranks looked at him with admiration. Some bowed, while others raised their hands in greeting. Rin felt a mixture of pride and humility. He had never imagined that he, a human from a distant world, could earn the respect of an alien civilization. Tala stepped forward to address the crowd. Today, we celebrate not only the defense of our city but also the bond between our people and an outsider who has proven himself worthy. Rin has shown courage, intelligence, and respect. He has become a friend and ally to Nerlia. The crowd cheered, their voices echoing through the city. Rin felt a warmth in his chest. The trust and respect of Tala and her people meant more to him than any recognition or reward. He had earned a place here, and he knew that his journey had only just begun. After the ceremony, Tala led Rin to the palace garden. The soft light of the setting sun illuminated the glowing flowers and the gentle stream. Rin took a deep breath, enjoying the calm after the storms of recent days. Tala, Rin said quietly, I want to continue learning, helping, and growing. I want to understand your people and your world more deeply. I feel like this is just the start of something important. Tala nodded. It is, Rin. We will continue to train, explore, and face challenges together. Our bond is strong, and it will guide us through whatever comes next. You have proven that understanding and cooperation can create strength beyond what any weapon or shield could provide. Rin smiled. I understand now. True strength is not just about fighting. It is about trust, respect, and working together. I am ready for whatever comes next, as long as we face it together. Tala extended her hand. Rin took it, and for a moment, they stood silently, feeling the bond that had been formed through trials, battles, and understanding. It was a connection that went beyond words, stronger than any challenge they could face. Over the next weeks, Rin trained with Tala and the royal guards, learning more about Nerlia's culture, combat techniques, and technology. He also taught them some of the strategies and problem-solving skills he had learned from Earth. Together, they improved the city's defenses, making them stronger and more efficient than ever before. Rin and Tala also spent time exploring the city and its surroundings. They discovered hidden gardens, ancient archives, and sacred temples. Rin learned about the history of the beast women, their traditions, and the values that guided them. Tala learned about human creativity, exploration, and resilience. Each day, their bond grew stronger, their respect deeper, and their friendship unbreakable. One evening, they stood on a balcony overlooking the city. The stars above Nerlia twinkled like distant jewels, reflecting the energy of the city below. Rin felt a deep sense of belonging. He had come to this world as an explorer, faced dangers he could not have imagined, and now stood as a trusted ally and friend of the royal daughter. Tala spoke softly. Rin, we have faced many challenges together. You have grown stronger, wiser, and braver. But more importantly, you have shown that trust and understanding can create bonds that no enemy can break. You are no longer just a visitor, you are a part of our world. Rin smiled, feeling the truth of her words. And you have shown me the value of courage, loyalty, and unity. I have learned that strength is not measured by power alone, but by how we connect with others and protect what matters. I am proud to stand by your side, Tala. Tala placed her hand on Rin's shoulder, their connection visible in the subtle energy flowing between them. Together, we can face any challenge. Our bond, our trust, and our courage will guide us. Nerlia is safe, and our people are stronger because of what we have shared. Rin felt a surge of determination. He knew that the universe was vast and full of dangers, but he was no longer afraid. With Tala by his side, with the bond they had formed, and with the trust of the people, he was ready for any adventure, any challenge, and any test that lay ahead. As the night deepened, Rin and Tala looked out over the city. The lights shimmered, and the stars reflected the promise of new beginnings. Rin realized that his journey on Nerlia was not only about exploration, it was about friendship, trust, courage, and the power of connection between different worlds. The battles had tested them, the trials had challenged them, and the bonds had strengthened them. Now, they were ready for the future. Whatever came next, Rin knew that together, they could protect their world, their people, and each other. And so, as the city of Nerlia rested under the starlit sky, Rin and Tala stood side by side, their bond unbroken, their courage unwavering, and their hearts united. The adventures would continue, but they were no longer alone. They had each other, and together, they were unstoppable. The human and the royal beast woman daughter had faced the unknown, conquered challenges, and formed a connection that would endure. Their story was a testament to the power of courage, intelligence, and trust, a reminder that even in the vast universe, bonds between worlds could create strength, hope, and a new beginning.